Hey everyone, Dr. D here, and I'm back.
Dr. D, 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 Dr. D. Explain stuff.
Hey everyone, Dr. D here, and I'm back. It's been about a year and a half since I've really posted much content besides lecture videos for my students. As you know, this last year and a half has really impacted us all with this virus, and professors such as myself have been teaching online, and students have been learning from home, and that has been a challenge. So I've really focused on the materials for my students there. Also, we had a series of tragic, family events. My father-in-law, Steve, you may have seen him in some of my MG videos. He did end up passing away in March of 2020 unexpectedly, and that was a devastating blow to myself and my family. And also, besides having to deal with that and deal with the funeral and such, we also had to deal with the house that he left behind. In a time when we couldn't have estate sales, we had to somehow downsize the items and sell them piece by piece on Marketplace over a period of time, prepare the house, clean the house, renovate it, and then sell it. And that's been taking up a chunk of my time. So when you couple online teaching with preparing a house for sale and selling it and dealing with the death of a loved one, that's a lot. And just when I didn't think it could get any worse, around January of 2021, my beloved grandfather of, I believe, 97 years old, or young, 97 years young, passed away as well, and I was very close with him. And again, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, there was a big freeze in Dallas. And in this big freeze, you may have heard about the big freeze on the news, even if you're not from Dallas area. It was a 2-week span of just ice, and the power went out, and my family and I had very little power. We'd had stretches of days with no power, or just sparse amounts of power here and there. I was even cooking food with my gas fireplace at one point. We didn't have any heat in the house. It was freezing. Poor Tig, as you know, Tig, my cat here, he's been a feature of so many, or he's made cameos in so many of my videos, and many of you have grown to love Tig. He fared the storm like a champ, but one thing I hadn't shared with you is that he developed lymphoma around early or mid 2020, and he fought like a champ. He fought for months and months, and I believe after 6 months of fighting, he ended up passing in February as well. So, it's just been a really tough year and a half. I didn't think I'd recover from the passing of Tig. It really hit home for me because, Tig's my best friend in the world, and, I did everything with Tig every day. He really, really was a great companion and a great friend, and he was like, I call him a little human because he had such human emotions. So after the passing of Tig, we really were devastated, and but we had to pull it back together, and I kind of felt, kind of down for a while, and I didn't feel like making videos, and I had started a TikTok channel and put up a few posts, but I feel like I just stopped. I stopped everything. I stopped making those TikToks. I stopped making YouTube videos besides lecture videos for my students, and it was a devastating time, and Tig was really a great little friend, and I didn't think I could recover. And then my wife and I decided at one point we should look into adopting new kittens, and actually, we wanted more than one because we always felt bad when Tig would, if he ever had to be home alone, he didn't have a playmate. So we wanted to adopt rescue kittens, and we found a bonded pair. Their original names were Prince and Paul McCartney, believe it or not. And later on, we renamed them to Gizmo and Wicket. And we adopted them in, I believe, late March of 2021, maybe early April 2021. We brought them home, and they really brought joy back into our lives and have been so amazing and so wonderful. And you know, they've really warmed up the house, warmed up the environment, and we're so happy to have them. And they're so funny and goofy and lovable. And they have their own little quirks, but they're so loving and friendly. And, you know, I'm just really looking to many good years with them in the future, and lots of love and fun with them. Additionally, you know, it's just been such a tough year. We did end up selling, you know, Steve's home, and that was a rough endeavor as well. You know, the labor of love, renovating the house, fixing up everything, cleaning everything. We completely renovated the bathroom, the master bathroom. We almost completely renovated the kitchen. We besides the cabinets, we changed all the flooring. We did texturing, painting. Painted the whole house inside and out. We fixed all the issues with the house. It was a labor of love. And then we sold it. And recently we even decided to invest some of the money from the sale of the house into our own investment home for renting out. So we found a lovely house that was really nice and small, but in a great area. And we are in the process of closing on that house. We close in exactly 1 week, and we're so excited. And I've always wanted to get into investing, and that's another thing I've been up to during this year and a half. I've really gotten into investing. I've learned a lot about stock investing, mutual funds, and now real estate. So I'm really excited about that. I might share some of the things I've learned, you know, just the general investing concepts I've learned. Another thing that I had been, you know, an idea I'd been bouncing around in my head was this idea of, you know, do I need another channel? Should I start a second channel? And I even, you know, put a poll up asking if I should start a separate channel for my MG videos. I know a lot of you watch me because you enjoy my MGB restoration, my 1978 MG, which was Steve's car, by the way. One of my great regrets was not being able to drive him around, though he did see the car drive at one point. My goal was to actually drive him around in the car. But I still have a lot of projects to do with the MG videos, or with the MG videos and with the MG itself. So I put a poll up on the YouTube channel about, you know, should I stick with one channel where I have MG videos and biology videos and other stuff, or should I start a separate channel just for the MG? Now, I mostly got yes, I should start a second channel, but after much thought and deliberation, I decided maybe I won't do that. And simply because of this, I named the channel, my YouTube channel's name, called Dr. D Explains Stuff, and I think I called it that for a reason, not just because it sounds silly, but because, you know, I genuinely like to explain stuff. I like to learn. In fact, one of my favorite things in the world is learning, and I like to explain what I've learned. So I don't have one thing I want to share with you. I don't have biology videos I want to share. I don't have MG videos I want to share, or tool videos or advice, or coming up investing. I kind of just like to explain everything. And, you know, so I've decided that, you know, maybe I'm just going to stick with this channel. And I understand it might be frustrating seeing a biology video next to a MG video pop up in your subscription feed, and I do recognize that. But yeah, I just feel like that's just who I am. And I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. And by the way, when you like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out, and it keeps me motivated to keep going. And all the awesome messages I've been getting over the last year and a half, even during my hiatus, I've been getting messages from around the world of students who are, thanking me for a concept I explained, and that's just made me smile every time I've seen these messages and comments. And thank you so much, all the positivity and all the positive comments coming in, and the MG videos, all the great feedback I've gotten. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I really appreciate everyone who cares and everyone who tunes in to see what I'm doing. It really, really means a lot, because I do put a lot of my heart and soul into these videos, and I really do take pride in being able to explain things and make it clear for you to understand, so that you learn new concepts and do the best you can and move on with minimal effort. That's my goal, is to explain things, teach, and share my knowledge with others. And that's why it's called Dr. D Explains Stuff. And it's going to be random stuff, you guys. But it's just who I am. And thank you, all of you, for watching and bearing with me, and even in my absence over the last year and a half. But like I said, I'm going to have so many videos to come. I've definitely, with the help of Gizmo and Wicket and my wife, my awesome family, I feel like I'm back to a place now where, we can start having some fun again, and not so much working and dealing with passing in the family, and dealing with real estate, and dealing with estate, and dealing with things that have been just real downers over the last year and a half. I feel like now I've paid my dues. I can smile again. We can have some fun again. I can learn again and share again. So again, I'm back.
Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D.